Welcome to the TPC desktop video series. In this video, we'll look at user-drawn ellipses. This feature is new in version 14 release 1 that shipped July of 2014. And I've opened up a sample survey called Learn PLSS Plat. It ships with Traverse PC. It's in the samples folder. And I've opened up the partially finished plat drawing. And if I zoom in on this section over here, I notice that I've got a label here that just doesn't quite fit. I'm going to just grab this and bring that back out if I can. I think it's this one right here. Okay. So I've got a real short line segment here. I can see it's from our retrace point 318 to 301. And I want to create a detail for that and show that off to the side, and I want to use an ellipse for that. So I'm going to clean the drawing up just a little bit. I'm going to right-click one of the point labels, go to Layer Tools, Modify Layer, and let's turn off that layer so we're not seeing any of the other point labels. And now we see I just have a short line segment here that I want to use an ellipse for. So I'm going to scroll up here just a little bit. Let's come up to the Draw and choose Ellipse. And I'm going to come down and pick the insert point of that point symbol. So I'm going to press I for insert and then put the cursor over the point symbol. Now let's left click. And as I move the cursor away, you can see I'm drawing an ellipse. And I'm just going to create it large enough so I can see that I've got an ellipse over this area. And left click, and I now have added that ellipse to the current layer inside of Traverse PC. And I'm not showing that layer currently in the drawing here. We just know that when I draw something or add a drawing object, it goes onto the current layer. Now let's repeat that command, draw ellipse, and let's just bring in our detail right over here somewhere. So let's just left-click our insert point, and you can see that as I move the cursor around, the ellipse rotates with me. I'm going to get it about or vertical here, and about the size to store one of these line labels that I see here. I'll make it just a little larger. And when I left-click, Traverse PC has added it to the drawing. Now I'm going to right-click that ellipse and go into Properties. And I can change a couple of things about this. One is I can make sure that I'm rotated exactly 90 degrees. I can also change the ratio of the major axis to the minor axis. So if I don't like how narrow or fat the ellipse is, I can change that here. I'm going to choose OK. And then, of course, I would come in and tell Traverse PC that I want to draw a line from the top of this ellipse down to the bottom of this ellipse, roughly. And then I'm going to add this text or copy this text in and orient it properly so I can show the detail here between these two. There's a lot we can do with ellipses as far as importing and exporting ellipses from CAD drawings. Traverse PC has actually supported the interface of ellipses with CAD drawings for a number of releases now. It's just that in version 14 release 1, we're exposing the draw ellipse to users. So you can come in addition to drawing polylines and lines and rectangles and circles and arcs and all those things, you can now draw your own ellipses.